The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. It's 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on a Monday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. We begin this morning with breaking news, and we're learning that 3 firefighters were killed in a helicopter crash while battling a fire. It happened yesterday in Riverside County near Cabazon. Officials say 2 firefighting helicopters crashed into each other while assigned to the blaze. One of the helicopters safely landed, the other crashed, killing a Cal Fire Division chief, captain, and pilot.
We think about this and how it affects the families. We have lost 3 great individuals, 3 fathers, 3 husbands, 3 friends. The sacrifice should not be in vain that we think about them. We will be there to support them. We will be there today, and I can express that Chief Bill Weiser has met with 2 of the family members, and we are working on meeting with the 3rd. We just want to let them know that we're there for them in this time of need, and we'll be there for them in the future.
The crash caused an additional 4-acre brush fire, which was put out. Federal officials are now investigating this crash.
5:03 is your time now, and the Kern County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man that disappeared in the Kern River near the Sandy Flat Campground over the weekend. Deputies say that man went missing in the river. Officials from the Sheriff's Office and the Kern County Fire Department said they saw the man underwater at times in different locations during the rescue attempt, but the current swept him away. The man has not been recovered.
Meantime, a 32-year-old man has been reported missing in the Kern River near the Lake Mean campground. Officials say the man went into the water and struggled to swim. The man was last seen going underwater and did not come back up. Search and rescue with other emergency crews searched the area but could not find him.
The clock is ticking for former President Trump's legal team to respond to the Justice Department's request for a protective order limiting what he can publicly say in the election probe case. Trump's team has until 2 p.m. today. Meanwhile, the Fulton County Courthouse is preparing for a possible indictment out of Georgia. NBC's Bree Jackson has more from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump lashing out at special counsel Jack Smith over the weekend.
If I wasn't, we wouldn't be under investigation by deranged Jack Smith.
And blasting the judge overseeing his 2020 election interference case, writing, "There's no way I can get a fair trial with the judge assigned." That same judge set a 5 p.m. deadline for Trump's legal team to respond to a request from the special counsel to block him from commenting publicly on parts of the case, all while Trump's attorney and his critics speak out.
The government, the Biden administration, would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump did not believe that he had won the election. They will never be able to do that.
He tried to steal the entire election. And his lawyers up there saying, oh, that's just a matter of him expressing his First Amendment rights. That's deranged.
Trump's former vice president turned 2024 GOP rival Mike Pence says he has no plans to testify against him, but is not ruling it out.
They were asking me to overturn the election. I had no right to overturn the election. I know we did our duty that day.
Other Republican presidential candidates are also weighing in.
My view is, I believe jurors can be fair. I believe in the American people, and I believe in the fact that jurors will listen fairly and impartially.
The next hearing in the election case is set for August 28th. And back in June, a federal judge issued a protective order barring former President Trump from disclosing on social media or keeping evidence the government is set to turn over to him in the classified documents case. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Jury selection begins today in the case of a man accused of raping and killing a woman in a grisly attack that occurred nearly 26 years ago. A group of 80 potential jurors will be called at 9 a.m. for the trial of 49-year-old Michael Allen Fontes. Fontes is charged with rape, attempted murder, aggravated mayhem, and kidnapping to commit robbery. It's alleged that on November 23, 1997, Fontes left a bar with Carrie Anderson, who was then 39, and attacked her and left her for dead behind Golden Empire Transit's maintenance yard off Golden State Highway and F Street. A Get employee found Anderson unconscious hours later and got help. Anderson suffered permanent injuries and died in late 2021 at the age of 63. She lived long enough to hear of Fontes' arrest that year. Police said his DNA matched that of genetic material left by the suspect at the crime scene.
Jury selection also begins this week for a man accused of brutally murdering a woman in Ridgecrest because she didn't have romantic feelings for him. Back in June, a Kern County Superior Court judge found Daniel Gunnarsson competent to stand trial. Deputies arrested Gunnarsson back in 2021 after he was found with the body of Catherine Pham. Investigators say he killed her with an ice pick. He is charged with first-degree murder and mutilation of a corpse.
The countdown to the classroom is on. Summer break is time for sun, fun, and if you're a kid, a later bedtime. But now that students are getting ready to head back to class, it means hitting the hay a little earlier. 17's Megan Simpson has some tips for parents and kids on ways to get back onto a regular sleep schedule before school is back in session.
Sleep routine has gone out the window.
I like going to bed.
Kids like 6-year-old Harper may not want to go to bed earlier after a jam-packed summer filled with fun and later bedtimes.
Normally we run a pretty tight ship. We have a pretty set schedule. Whenever it's summertime and we don't have to get up, or they don't have to get up so early, it's a little lax.
Doctors say now is the time to start working on adjusting sleep schedules.
They spent so many weeks having fun, sleeping at noon, video games, late nights, junk food. You know, the usual summer fun for our kids. But it's going to take some time for them to get used to the normal routine. So start now, start slow, and ease them the way into it.
Health experts say there are things you can do to help set the mood for sleep. Start by moving bedtimes up an hour and getting kids up an hour earlier.
Gradually changing their clock back, adjusting their rhythm, that's consistent with school. Because if you start cold turkey, you're going to pay the price.
Limit screen time before bed. Consider the lighting in your home. Dim, warm lights are best. Set up a routine each night. That routine could include reading a good book before it's time to turn off the lights.
I like when I get to read the book.
Especially now that Harper's getting older and she can read, getting to hear her as she grows into that is a lot of fun.
It's also recommended to add physical activity to your afternoon or evening routine to help get any extra energy out.
Kids suffer from an excess of energy. Some kind of sport, any kind of activity where their heart's pumping, it's good for their body, it's good for their health overall. And you're creating a good habit, a good foundation down the road. So I think that's fantastic. And if you can involve family in that routine, that's good for everybody involved.
Megan Simpson, 17 News.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.